today, we want to look inside Bank of Sierra Leone, then 56 years in existence as an establishment in Sierra Leone. Bank of Saloon became into existence when the one that will be there today thinks we need to get rid of the pound what will be the use, the shilling, the fadim, and begin to use leons and cents. For make we begin use them, we need a bank. We need an establishment. We go manage this money. 56 years on, waiting we gain from Bank of Saloon. The establishment, 56 years on. We're not going to say we get an establishment without rating also the governors them, the landlord them, we can take over. So they all mix. But 56 years on as an establishment, waiting Saloon gain. We will look inside the COVID-19 update for today. Before we go can dig deep inside Bank of Saloon. 177 tests was conducted. 177 swab. 9 the labs them analyze. Out of this 177, 5 turn out to be positive. And if we want to break down the 5 by district, Western area urban 1, Western area rural 1, Falaba 2, Kainlaon 1. Again, Kainlaon Canada map back today. So, I be don't ask we say do ya who get fumble in a Kainlaon. Make we ask them, waiting they go on the. But for more ask we no agree can report say, na so den say or not to so den say. So myself, I go ahead today and I ask na Nakovac for Siduya, waiting the happen na Kainlaon. Because for the past 1 week, Kainlaon don't they register numbers them way what make you wonder and surprise and scratch your head say what's going on? Because before that, Kainlaon not began nothing. But for one reason, we just see the spike inside Kainlaon. Lo and behold, Tripoli. I say, so case management, surveillance, they not get nothing for tell we? And say, yes, all right, say, few weeks ago, Kainlaon, nothing not been there. Then we go to the extent of nobody again at quarantine. But now, because of a construction, they didn't tap them. They say they no one call the company name or whatever. But however, now because of a construction, now I bring this inside Kainlaon. Kainlaon a few weeks ago, they not began nothing again. Today, they get 167 people in quarantine. 167 people. And the 167 people in there, they make up of 12 homes them. 12 homes them. They're in quarantine. Then they get to other people already in self-isolation. But a total of 167 people are in quarantine right now due to waiting. Then say construction. So I don't know if you want to put company behind the construction now or you want to put, I don't know. But they say because then no go can't give out any information for privacy and this and you know how they can do. But the case management, the surveillance team is on top of the matter. All the one them we supposed for yai for deeper them a kind now. So nothing say working then at the ring bell say kind now. Waiting they go on. I know they take note too. And they take note. So now this NACOVAC want to make me and you know. But they say, okay, they not wish for, but with that kind of number of people where they in quarantine, we're not go surprise for make we still get positive cases they come out from Kainlao. So where we can tell people then wear your face mask. And where they wear them properly. Whatever happen, however it happen, we then let them guards them down. A district will not begin nothing. Nobody not be there in quarantine. Let alone if you say you get person in isolation center. Now they don't get 167. If I count correct, they don't get up to 19 people now. What am I saying? 99, 9, 18, and no, they don't get up to maybe 25 people, 26 people, just in the past 1 week. We're positive with COVID-19. Then we continue for sound the alarm. We get a role for play to people in a salon. COVID-19 is real. And because of that, we need not for left we guards them down. Do ya? Whenever you call salon, make sure you yourself the pass the message. Like I said, today are 5 cases. The total number of confirmed cases now in a salon, they reach 1,860. 1,860. The one them within isolation centers, now 392. 392. Now they one and they get COVID-19 right now in a salon. For the past 24 hours, we get 4 people we recover from COVID-19. 4 people recover from COVID-19 in a salon. We don't care the total number of people we don't beat COVID-19 in a salon to 1,401. 1,401. For the past 24 hours, nobody no lost in life to COVID-19. So because of that, we still stand at 67 people that lost in life to COVID-19 na salon. The one them where they in quarantine right now, na 610. The one them where on discharge from quarantine, na 9,820. 9,820. That's what the COVID-19 numbers then look like. We know waiting at the big idea of the week. And say the big idea for this week, for say, you get people away like you. So you need for wear your face mask correctly for cover the nose and your mouth. Because waiting do, you don't help yourself and you don't help the one them. We like you for make una all save una save. We come into a program proper for today. Bank of Salon don't take 56 years in existence as an establishment in Sierra Leone, where they regulate with money business. 56 years on, what's in Sierra Leone gain out of Bank of Salone? But they say then they celebrate too. So you think say they have reason to celebrate? And you say want to join them for celebrate? Waiting then they celebrate. In existence, you go say. But 56 years, waiting Salone don't gain from the Central Bank of Sierra Leone. You they ask that? Eh? You they ask? Bank of Sierra Leone. You not think say they get reason for celebrate? Because just now, I make we rate the bank na Salone for the things them way than they do. And boy oh boy, Sierra Network. This family, they sabi greedy marks. But the students go say, the teacher, they greedy mark. The teacher, not they give fair mark. Eh? Based on waiting, the student they forget say, the teacher they mark based on in performance. So most institution them or people them where they in authority who don't say for grade na I think they get a lot for do for make sure a network family glad for them for getting good mark. COVID make Leon they beaucoup outside. So Bank of Salone they auction $5 million. So that one day go able for help for regulate the economy na Salone. Because he say, even though the Bank of Sierra Leone, and then the auction give the banks them. He said they don't beg them back. Say, do you? Then small business them. Una sell give them. He say, KYC. Know your customers. For more people, they don't go say, if you go to a bank will tell you, say, they don't go, the bank governor, they don't interview and pass a muster. But today now, they tell you about the KYC. Say, then get a policy where know your customers. So because then people and they not can get accounts at the bank, Mr. Governor, sir, even the one that we get accounts at the bank, as long as it don't come to that dollar business, it's not clear. And the governor, the way he talk like say, if they bring post office scam, post office go make everything easy. I doubt it. Because waiting at the common word for say, dollar no day. And we can't deny that fact. That's the common word. What didn't say dollar no day? What you go do? Because now based on that, Musa asked the governor the question. And this is not the first time we talk about dollar naira. Not so the first time. But maybe this time around differs. 56 years on. Make a call to Usman Toli. Make we hear waiting you get for we today. Yes, Usman Toli, you get the platform, sir.
Okay, Triple A, I will start with your question. I wish if I don't ask the question, though we rate the bank itself for 56 years, and we rate the present bank governor, because I think there is some confusion. Some people rate the bank based on the present governor. And we know say for 56 years, so many bank governors, they don't come, they don't go. So I will look at rating the bank for 56 years. And now also I will look at the present bank governor, how I will rate him as well. For the benefit of some of our listeners, then we just come at the program. I will just quickly summarize what the bank governor say in terms of Sierra Leone Central Bank. They celebrate, or they do the anniversary, the 56 years anniversary. Okay, quickly, the central bank, we know the Bank of Sierra Leone, it came after just about a few years after the independence. Because before that 10 days, before independence, we didn't get what we call the West African Currency Board, when we operate in London here. So now they own the money business, and they come out for transfer to we own country under. So from that 10 days, we established the Leone, we established the Bank of Salone to now 56 years. So now that in the trifle talk, we celebrate the establishment of this Bank of Salone as well as the Leone itself, the currency. And when I ask what are the main functions then from that 10 days, this 56 years, what are the functions of this central bank? They talk about macroeconomic stability, which is their function. Macroeconomic stability simply means that the central bank is responsible for anything we therefore do with monetary business, monetary policy system. Any policy will involve money and is responsible. We think about things like the interest rate, and then it determines what's in the interest rate. And then it determines what's in the inflation rate. And then it determines, and then the pioneer for things like employment and all those things. So the policies they will take in terms of monetary policy, it influence the economy. Yeah. So most of the time, when you hear economists and they talk about for stimulate the economy, which policy will the bank governor they use in order for increased economic activity, for stimulate the economy. So nine call a monetary policy. And I don't call all anything in the inflation, interest in and others. So we talk about that. Then they ask them, they say you don't do almost 2 years or more than 2 years, what are the achievements and we don't bring come as a bank governor. And you talk about one of the main policies then, when are the inflation. You say well, income, inflation be there at 19%. Yeah? But just before COVID-19, that is around December, he reduced inflation from 19% to 13.9%. Almost about 5%, more than 5 percentage points. By more than 5%, sorry. So basically, in that respect, if it's true, then we do well in terms of inflation, because we all know how dangerous inflation is like a country. Yeah? So in talk say COVID-19 don't cause a lot of impact on the economy. It don't cause, we all know say, we don't talk at this forum, COVID-19 get impact on the economy. And it talks say because of COVID-19, so the gains that we don't make in terms of reducing inflation to 13.9%, inflation don't go back to, as it speaks, the inflation don't go back to 15.9%. I don't go back by 2 additional percentage, 2%. So we don't go to 15.9%. We talk about that. Yeah? They ask about fake dollars, and we all know what in fake dollar they do. They make the value of the money in our country, it will go down, it will cause inflation. And inflation are enemy, public enemy number one. So, and then a very important matter, you say left hand to the police then. Then we work with the police for ensure, see, then people in the we involved in counterfeit, fake dollars, then we'll apprehend them and deal with them appropriately. So he also made sure we ask them about the issue of fake dollars. Fake dollar is very dangerous. It causes inflation in a country, yeah? So we listen to some of these issues. And the other thing that we talk, why are they can't speak to the issues then? I will try for bring them inside so that we will understand clearly what in the issues then. One important thing we mention is about the major financial crisis. This is very important because I can't remember for the last 56 years we get any major financial crisis in our country. I know I experienced that. When I say major financial crisis, we talk about like the Great Depression, where most people don't know anything about. Yeah, the Great Depression. We talk about the financial crisis of 2008. We affect, and that one in a credit crunch. We bank lend too much money in terms of mortgages, lend money, fiti-fata, and then recklessly, in the end, it caused what we call financial crash. It crashed the economy. We don't want to get a major problem. Maybe we'll argue we're not too involved in too much lending activity. Yeah, because reckless lending can cause major financial crisis. I think he mentioned that as well. Yeah. So yes, again, a small point on that, and governments of subsequent past government and also get some good points on that. But the major issues the way with the experience in that country, I think he mentioned that. And it's about the banks and they refuse to sell to small businesses. And we all know to say the increase in economic activity that our country today depends also on those small businesses here, especially those in the informal sector. A lot of people that will travel, go overseas, those go traveling to China. The woman, the way they travel to go China, the man, the way they go China, the one, the way they go Conakry. Most of the time, they therefore end up for buying currency now the black market. And then they get serious financial implications. Yeah? And although we get the Financial Services Act, that act will be passed for this dollarization, but as Triple A mentioned, not too effective. We don't say to a very large extent, black market they still go out there buying closed doors. We don't say they exist, and it's even more dangerous now because they don't illegalize them. So it's more dangerous now. But as he say, yeah, we talk about KYC, know your customers. Most of these banks, these commercial banks, yeah, then they operate with some of the major players, the main customers. Now then they give them dollars, yeah. And what can normally happen, we then give them big player, yeah, then say they sell them. And they increase the price. Therefore, they increase the demand for the dollar, yeah. Consequently, they affect the economy because the exchange rate, the exchange rate doesn't go up. So now one of the major problems in this world we face in that country today, they sell to small businesses then. They let the small businesses access their dollar, their foreign money. So now it cause major problem. And they get inside trading. We all know what happens inside the banks. A lot of corruption will go on inside the banks then. The other time, Triple A, you call Fatomaya, whistleblower, You can't talk about some of the big transactions that really happen when are illegal transactions, when are inside trading, when are inside the banks. So one of the major problems that we face in terms of financial management, inside trading, that is banks here. Yeah, and they sell to people that we, they get special interest. So then they affect the economy. And the other also important thing I think they mentioned to ask them about this auction. And the time when in the interview, they said in the car auction about $5 million. $5 million. Yeah? Those policies can only be effective if they go for the intended purpose. And what is the intended purpose? For make sure, especially those small businesses, where they need foreign currency, for go buy. Now, there are other countries, they're able to access the money than they. But to a very large extent, we also when they do the auctions there, they land in the people where then they do, therefore will make their own profit. Yeah? You get what we call unintended consequences. If they do the auction, for help the small business people so that they will get access, because the big one they already don't get them on here. Then they get foreign from then big player, then commercial banks here. Then they get the forex. But at the small business system, now for the target with this auctioning. But what can normally happen? Then small businesses they know they get access to the money here. And instead, then they fly away with the money. We don't see Bakuta and they catch people and they afford to travel the money for go sell the money outside. So consequently, they produce the intended consequence. They give you what you're supposed to get. I understand, you get a point where you talk say small businesses and most of the time they don't have foreign account, forex account if you like. But me who attest to that say it's not the case because myself we open foreign account local commercial bank. Yeah. I don't try a few times forget foreign money, they only give me. As you see, know your customers. So maybe because they don't recognize me, although I get a foreign account, a forex account, they don't recognize me as a customer, so they don't give me. Simple as that. Now that's what they try to talk. So the option itself sometimes is problematic due to unintended consequences. Yeah? Again, one of the interesting observations that we I get from EU interview as well, and this is not on the plaster that is forum. Yeah? The export, I think he mentioned that. Yeah? Although he contradicts himself to some extent. But I will tell him I say contradict himself. They ask him, they say, although you talk, say, the value of the money is stable over the years, but why is it that with money in value, it depreciates against other currencies, such as the dollar, such as Guinea franc or whatever, such as other currency system, major currencies like the euro, the pounds. He say, and it's good. In talks, he said because we know they export much. Yeah? In other words, this is not the issue we'll get. Yeah? And to be honest with you, when we export, we get more of foreign currency coming in because don't forget, we get what you call balance of trade and balance of payment. And when you export exceed you import, that means it's good because now they get more for forex. But when you import far exceed the export, then I will get a crisis because all the forex are outside in the end. So there will be a leakage, we call them, in the economy. Because all the forex is about when I go buy all the 10 other people in countries. There are countries also I go buy, and then they get the benefit. We know they get that benefit. This is why we constantly hammer on the issue of agriculture. Because with agriculture, Because right now, we all know the mining sector, where they bring forex for we, at the moment, it's not doing well due to cancellation of contract, due to other issues there. Recently, we see the Minister of Mines, the Saka. We don't know what happened. We don't know what actually happened. But the Saka. So the mining sector is not doing well. So therefore, we need to diversify. Yeah, things like tourism. But we know COVID-19 don't impact on tourism. Yeah, COVID-19 don't impact on other sectors of the economy. But agriculture, make no mistake, is the best. Because even if now we're not be able to export, yeah, but we'll be able to grow what we eat, we'll be almost self-sufficient. So we don't need anything for export some of the commodities like food, all into like rice, we staple food, not for the things like even flour. Because with agro-processing, we can able to do all into. So this is why we constantly hammer on the issue of agriculture. Because when things like this happen, like COVID-19, then we get some side where we will cushion the economy. Yeah? So that's a very strong point we make. But again, they ask them why we currency is relatively stable, which is not the case. Exchange rate, the impact on we prices then. They affect we prices because exchange rate, they affect prices. Yeah? Because when people and they go, if you don't go buy something, we buy $100, we go distribute and say $150. Where you save come, what you go do? You go raise the price. So that's how it affects inflation. How it influence. In other words, exchange rate influence. They cause inflation. Yeah, and also it's quick for come up with some remedies. But I get a question over those remedies. He thinks these are the solutions. And what he said, he said, no, prioritize small businesses when they buy the forex. So in other words, those banks where the central bank, central bank, they give money to the commercial banks. Then they give the money to some commercial banks. Then commercial banks, and then they distribute the money to the public. Yeah? But for most of the time, I don't mention that, they're not going to give the small businesses them. Instead, they go by the KYC. Yeah? Know your customers. That the big players, they will say them will make money, right? So again, you think how many years don't it go on forward, backward, for then they talk bank governor don't go, bank governor don't come. They know what's the issue. Say the small businesses them, they know they get the currency where they want. Because the currency they now, you listen to them. The forex it ain't. But it's just that the way out then they distribute them, they put on the wrong people where they end up for it's the price and consequently affect the intended purpose. So even though he recognize, say, that are the remedy for encourage small business language, go to a bank and go buy, that's again problematic because then bank here, then just pay for KEXA for their own interest rather than the interest of the state. I think that remedy is problematic too. And the other one again, where you talk about in terms of remedy, is enough to develop a model inside the Sierra Leone Central Bank. That is the bank. It lies in the post office them. Yeah, this will happen in other countries then. Inside the banking system, get credibility. Also, we get 20 people that when they look for move the country before. Yeah? Inside the license, then post office system, because we don't see any country outside this. Although I know they try for compare, but even some of the African countries, and they do them. They go to a post office, we want forex, we want like dollar or pounds. They work in any post office, you tell them, say, sometimes they set limit balance. You say you want $500 or you want a traveler's check for $500. Yeah, then they give you them. Yeah, then they give you them as long as, then they give them. That's a way where them for be able to say all the 16 districts then, yeah, get a major, even if not to all kind post office, South Post, We don't know how effective is South Post at the moment because it don't tell me I know they use South Post. We don't know how it operates right now. But if South Post able for sell forex to, especially to small businesses, then it will be an effective tool. But again, we ask the question. You know, if you say let's South Post here back, it will likely go back to the same old system where the banks only operate. KYC, know your customers. That is the question. That's why we'll begin to play that UQ business inside the South Post. So the people that were supposed to get that money there, that forex they know better. So therefore, killing the intended purpose. So now the main question, now the main concern that we get. I will stop here. Now give a chance to my fellow panelists. Then thank you very much for it.
Usman Toli, because when we get for CAM, Usai me one base on. We know say always with the talk say we know the export. We are exporting. The only problem we have here, when we see now because of the bad deals them we get now a mining sector. Now we know they see waiting with the export. Because now raw materials with the export, we're not able to get a good deal. We process them in the inside we country. So even at that, where they feel say yes, we know the export, but we they focus on another scale way not they in existence right now. Not thinking about how we go try for fix the one way already they in existence. Because if you think about it, even the raw material or the export, if we be say we get a very good deal, then we can able for reap from the exports then they. And if we even make them better, say we process another country, we able for yield a lot more than waiting we they get. So we are focusing on the one we know exist. The one we exist. Why can't we just make it better?
Okay, AAA, in one of my submissions to this platform, I've been telling you that day we come with the local miners, when they get riot with one Chinese company. I tell you, say, the reason why politicians they concentrate more on the mining sector because now all the corrupt practices they happen. Now most of the corrupt practices then because they're easy for corrupt without being seen. But in agriculture now, it's difficult. That means they concentrate on the mining sector. Yeah? That is the main issue here. And as you rightly mentioned, not that the mining sector, it will not don't reap dividend from them. Because we have the resources. We have the mineral resources. But corrupt practices, corrupt deals, including only parliamentarians, because some of the deals themselves, they lost themselves. And then they pass on, and then they approve most of these things. Yeah? And to be honest with you, one important point we raise, we agree with. Yeah? Processing raw materials in this country. Because that will help to reduce the corruption itself. Yeah? We will process the material. Then that will be added value. Yeah? Create employment opportunity. Speak to them people where they can't take with raw materials then, because when they take that material and they go process another country, so then they go create employment in their own country. But if we begin to encourage exporters, try to negotiate with them and say, look, let me process some of them here and here. Then we go create employment opportunities, local employment opportunities. And employment now engine to economic growth. You see, now one way winning good one. But when we talk about the magnitude, not to say only export, but the magnitude, the level how they export is quite low. Perhaps, the most important side of how they export mostly is the mining sector. Now the mining sector. Now the mining sector don't slow down, it don't ease down. So consequently, it affects me. in the sense that if not the agriculture we don't engage on for the last 10, 15, 20 years, by now, force, for being self-sufficient. Mechanized farming I'm talking about there, not to that small farming. Where it be say, would they grow what they eat? Would they employ people then through agro-processing? Because, like for instance, if we concentrate on like rice, we can able to make flour out of it. Bring the machinery in our own country, capital goods, bring them out of the country, employ people and for process that rice they turn into flour. We not even need for go pass we go then Turkey all our country and for go bring flour. We don't need all that. We don't need that. We can able to process anything in our country, employ young men into those agri-processing sectors then. Then suddenly, what you not able to eat, we export them. All these ideas then, where the Minister of Agriculture, about a year ago or so, with an interview, where you play the audio on this particular platform, they come up with some good ideas. But where are these ideas today? They're dead. Those ideas are all dead. I want to say these people have good ideas. They come up with all these good policies. They talk big and all that. But when it comes to implementation, I think that's where the problem is. Most of these people, they know what's not the problem. It's not that they don't know. Listen to our way talk. Listen to them carefully. Small businesses, they get forex. The agricultural sector or other things, they export much. The magnitude at which they export is all level there on the side of the mining sector. They know. But when you come for implement the actual things then, corruption may give you a chance, that's one. Bias, and patriotism, all that things affect you so today. So I will stop here because I don't talk too much.
All right.
I get to other panelists then.
Thank you very much, Usman Toli. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yes, Dr. Aissatou Kekejalo, you get the platform.
Hi, good day and good morning and good night to many others. I just want to say yesterday, a lot of people being raised so many concerns then. Many of the concerns then or the contributions then towards the program was great and really not something we'll not for just left day, not something we'll for really try for see what we will do about some things like that, given the fact that we country get so many people that would ride motorcycles, would get into accident, not to take the necessary precautions then when it comes to traumatic brain injury or traumatic head injury, or we under that, falls, with concussion, George mentioned, so many other people that mentioned, yesterday I know many of us focused on, like the psychological impact in during that time, exactly what they go on with the young boy in mind and what make some of the things that happen and why, or would be the call for, like an adult person for the one for make a decision for the child, and at the same time, a medical personnel be there around the steps that we them for don't take for ensure say this child is safe for let it go return back home or return back to school. So it's very important to understand, say, concussion will be say is not due to, any injury due either not like a bump or a blow or a jolt of your head, where it cause your head and your brain, they collide, the scalp, they collide. And with that, it comes with symptoms then. Some of the symptoms then, where it can present, is very important for a lot of them know the danger signs then for a head injury. We can decide for go into this, but the reason why I bring them up today, I don't know if we country, we really get like some kind of alliance where we say then they focus on head injury, looking at the precautionary measures then they put in place for educate, whether or not young athletes, young boys, motorcycle riders, for know the things and with them for they look out for, especially if they experience a head injury, right? Some danger signs then is very, it might be something that people are not pay attention to, but there's that loss of consciousness, feeling confused, restless, being agitated, and then you get so many other things, and like you feel nauseous and they vomit and things like that, right? And, these are important things, and I believe, every country, like really in the United States here, like if you go on the CDC website, like, I try for research, looking at some of their own criteria or things that we don't put in place, and even before that, while I've been at school, many people don't do presentation on head injury, and looking at some of the safety things where people them for put in place, communities them for come together and put in place. You can see sometimes even where the young athlete don't get an injury, then they tell us stay away from, lights, electronics, get our screen time, avoid screening, technology, then phone they can take away from them, then get like a scoring system we then get for give them for see if they're in a school, if the picking experience any of them in there, so they need for mark them, and this based on that score can determine, whether they for going to, regular activity, or then get for start, somewhere. But definitely, it's been important for let the can get some form of rest, and then evaluation at a medical facility, based on the assessment, the neurological assessment, whether they do, where they include the speech, the level of, consciousness, the movement, and other things along with that can determine whether this child is fit for go back to school or go and take that exam. But the minimum days we think you recommend that 2 to 3 days, and then you can take them slowly with a light activity and see if you really are fit for do that. But if your score system is very high, where they say that you need for answer a yes to, and you get like a 1 point to all of these, that's not a good sign. And, George rightfully talk about intracranial pressure, having just think of a blood pressure. When somebody get a blood pressure, then you get pressure within your brain, there's swelling, right? Then therefore really do so many different interventions then for ensure, get other complications along with that, right? So, and I really want for safety, then the helmet, definitely people can get for try for the wear helmet. If they get for ride motorcycle or get for sit down behind a bike, the bike riders then will get for hold them accountable for letting get like that extra helmet there for the passenger when they carry, and and also then therefore really follow the street signs, the rules, with the rush no more for the right somebody, all these could have been prevented. We really don't know the true cause of all these, how the accidents end up for happen, but very important. I just want to say, the parents then also get a role for play, but it all depends on the level of understanding, and that's where community engagement and education comes in. Because if the parent is very much aware of waiting for do, or like then call them, then tell us if this is what's going on with your child right now. They had they fell from a bike or bumped their head somewhere. Waiting at the person, at the parent enroll now. So if we direct the person, whether not a medical person or not, waiting for do the picking. I want to say I experienced a similar thing with my daughter when I just moved to a new community. From that day, I would tell you the school and really they call me if anything happened to me picking them. My daughter Fatima, she fell on a swing, and then they called me and telling me, oh, this, she's bleeding somewhere. And then, we put an ice on it, and then we just going to observe her. I said, no, you're not doing that. You're sending her to the emergency room. My husband is coming, and this is what you're going to do. Because why? At that time, meeting at the inpatient setting, and I know where a patient fall, the first thing you want to know, did they hit their head? If they hit their head, they're going to get a CT scan or MRI, depending on the evaluation and what they go on. So I use the same criteria from picking, and you know what? They were scared, and like they never had a parent made them take a child to the hospital. Since then, if my kids even have a cut, they will call me and they want to ask me what I want. Right. And because for me, I said, that's not what you do. Like now you hear me on the phone and then, like I was frantic because they're telling me there's a bleeding and all that. For them, they only want to put an ice on it and that's it. So sometimes people don't make better clinical decisions. But, if you know exactly what to do, you can really educate that person that's dealing with your child. And me feel safe. I want to say a lot of thank you to George Kamara, Mata Eronobi, Gloria, we call from Canada, Safiatu Umar, from LA, and Miss Adama, they all come up, they give suggestions about how they can help the family. That's a good one, and I think we can do that. But as we do that, we will also create some form of alliance, for head injury in a salon. Let that be some kind of plan we will put together, and we will really look out for other stakeholders and the communities as well as we within the diaspora, and see how we will educate the communities them on this alliance here, so we will keep the country safe, because not a very paramount something we will really look at, given the number of people them with the right bikes then at the country, and people them where they do sports, even like, the education can spread out to even the young athletes them, let them know what's in the gun, because, people them where they do sports, medicine, then really know some of the precautions that we then need for take for in terms of head injury or trauma. So, and it can lead to many, like there's more to this, but I think just for the time's sake, I want to jump into briefly onto this topic, and that's to say, it is good to celebrate your existence, but it should be also good that as you celebrate these existence that you've been 56 years, you need for celebrate you accomplishment, that you've shown improvement, in the economic sector, which are the benefits where the people and the gain, like the small businesses, which are the benefit where people that work in the work, usually you can see now a job fair, like at a facility where they get new oriented people, then they start for work. You see bank, then they send their representative for encourage people then for let them open bank account. If you see some of the loopholes that we have, we come to the payments, for the healthcare workers, if themselves they do their own bits of pieces in how they will engage people them for let them sign up for bank account, it will really help in how money will stay within the country. If you think about it, when you travel sometimes, in other countries, you don't need to carry a chunk of money with you. You can withdraw money, whether you going to Europe or you going to the islands, and they have similar banks that we have here in the States, so they should think about all these different things, and that way we could really improve the economic sector. And I really agree with you that, for find a way, the people that they can't do investment or want for do this mining, let them try for do the processing within the nation, so that way we can get job creation and we can help the country will be stabilized. There are other things that we can also export out of the country that we have. It's just, as we always say, our politicians tend to forget that why was I elected in the first place? You were elected to serve your nation, not to be greedy, right? And now that economic frustration, each time we talk about some of the things where they need for put in place, instead of you putting that money into your pocket, you can put that money into these kind of things, start some kind of coalition or alliance for safety, for young children or for bike riders or for, anything that you can think of. That way, we can really do well as Sierra Leoneans. So I'm really pleading and I'm asking that, our government try to put people in positions that know what they are doing, that really seek the best interest of our nation. And that's what I feel like we need to do. But definitely that alliance, I think we should consider doing that and see what we can do at Sierra Network, charity foundation or Sierra Network media and things like that. We can really try to educate communities. And the next time we on ground in Freetown or, in Sierra Leone anywhere, we should have some kind of community engagement and education going on this topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Aissatou Kekejalo. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, friend, you get the platform, sir. What's your contribution for today?
Yeah, hello, AAA. Thank you very much for giving me the platform. My own contribution to all this regarding the 56 years of this central bank. Actually, not 56 years, but we will look, if we don't start some years back, when the first time we introduced banking business, we do the math at 56 years. But obviously, there are many areas where we'll be unfortunate we will not be able to rectify, where they make today the banking system, you get forgetting problem here. Because when you look in that time, there are 7 commercial banks they then get which they call community banks. In 1964, we then bring this tier so now. But from August then, and when they try for progress, wherein then give some work towards the commercial banks, wherein then go help and support back community banks regarding this microfinancial area where government they try for support. So that within Usman Tolib they talk about. So that micro area there's like a farmers them or people like get certain business. In those days they specify certain banks. They start one as Zimi, they will Kabbalah. That's how they talk about the commercial banks then, because you get the central bank. We of course now in this bank we talk about, but now in the modern, now in the monitor the smaller commercial banks then because now 2 rand and they can't take for let them say go do them business. I was now a lender and a banker's bank and a lender of last resort. That now waiting them means well like a way you add up, government add up, or even the bank they need money. Now then they go give them a certain amount in terms of the currency they reimburse them. So now then they talk about, say, well, would they auction this, because then they deal with the commercial banks, would they deal with the public directly. But then now one of the main heart, like we pump blood from the heart, they know they actually deliver some of the things, especially when you look at the years now when I didn't call themselves the Ebola been get for come. Because during the Civil War, then we get a cut down of the banks then, which then they get. Then you get a time back where the mining industry been get for come from. But that time now with the diamond, the between February 2019 and backwards to 2014. Because 2014 exactly, now they changes and begin to come up now. We by then remember the dollar now was just 4,310 leones. Then 2019, I go right up now to 8,600 leones for $1. It don't become like kind of dollarization currency of economy. So the economy don't become depend on the dollar in value because one again, they don't get anything within the export, who not the domestic product, who will bring the domestic income in the form of the currency who will do it because then they go pay we. Now they try to explain. But explaining it is quite good, but the areas no more, either the one that would don't precede them or even inself would don't come, wouldn't be lacked in those days. Now areas wherein them if we don't empower people them for do certain things in the country way before don't cover this gross domestic products, cacao, coffee, all those things, SLP and BVD, but it comes to a time. Some of them will blame the Civil War. Some of them will blame other things. All right. But again, when you look, there was no big establishment even then where if they say the economy will just sweep back so. Because if the farming been there, the land been there, despite the Civil War, we've been actually caused bush fallow, what we talk about, it has not been the farm. But some of the things that before don't day, then before don't just say, but what the world does, so not just the harvest back. Even though before don't get people that what they take like out and deplete the diamond in the world and deplete some of the things. But if there are other infrastructure or other things that been there in place, we are in really empower these farmers or people who they do micro business, or then they come rather than in this area, then do something similar in McKinney and some other area somewhere at the east. But all we know in McKinney, on Koisho, when are just the outskirts of McKinney. Then we go up in the micro business when they make what they call juice. This juice here from fruit to them they plant locally. So let's say begin the seller out. Go by then they go buy in a Guinea, they come with juice there, with the packet for some spoiled thing and so. But that not being established because people who do that business there, they not actually try for. They actually try for get them thing there in the right way. So that the people are able to establish what is the need for establish. But when you look at it all, it comes to a matter of management and knowing the needs of the people then, and knowing what they will try to deliver and what they come back as a return. So it comes to the basis of waiting really we therefore try put aside. Are we going to embark on the mining or are we going to embark on the agriculture? But I will say now agriculture is a long-lasting one. Because the mining areas they day on and off. And the one the way they don't deplete, it don't go boku. But let we embark on the agriculture when then we're able to do and other industries and we're able to produce certain things in the country. They loan people them that money. So then products they sell them out for get money in return. No way other people and they come do them like another body from US, they can try to institute something similar to farmers where then they sell them property out, then some percentage they go to the farmers, and some of them they say they will go to the government in some form. Even though it's profitable, but let we say try do that one day. So another one day means to say now the main problem where the banks and the central bank not able for institute because in the parent body in they govern the price of the dollar. In they make sure say some policies then in terms of foreign exchange then they come and how the economy of itself in policies because they get act all then the bank itself get an act on its own but it all depends so waiting then they implement towards the man who are the final recipients waiting in there for go do with that money day because the banks are just they are giving. But then therefore try to make a follow-up. We are will get people even when they train farmers who will come. People who will come to introduce certain things them to the public. So that the money not going to just go in drains. Then we'll follow up. Not to the other angle of the dollar side, that exchange area, that rates they all. But that rates they not the other area one are the final one now. But how for stop them? Now then therefore try to put in place so that we are going to train the farmer because these are the final recipients of the money. It go to the people, the community. Then we are not just a vessel for let the money go past. So the vessel has to be clear and then transferred in areas where they are needed in sequence. So we're not gonna go only expect for get the profit in terms of interest. Like other company can pay now, can't trust money. That small interest when I would take when I pay, and I'm not on profit. But the interest will only come when the man who you give the business, he gets a profit and a turnover. So if the turnover is not there, there is not going to be an interest rate from the commercial bank. The commercial bank back not go able for can't give the central bank the what they need. Then you get hiccups in between. So then think about this again as a future thing. It might help them wherein they will go further to meet certain areas where now projects and where people and we able to implement. They teach them how to do this instead of the left normal NGOs or other things. So it comes to donors, not the effect of all this. But there is another area we'll go for look on. I will look on that. But the donors them where they can donate into Sierra Leone. The question where then they ask them now, they say not to then they cause corruption for them, or then they help for let them cut down corruption. But that one then a debatable thing where any topic similar like that will come up because the donors are bringing money to cover up certain areas where the government don't lack. So then we say when I do this, we give a grant, or some of them can even be a loan. So are they helping or are they bringing more source of corruption? Because are they following up? Then you can't have the bank again, what then get? Are they following up? So you see the chain work where they go. When they can't get the money, they give them, you go back. You try for know if they use them to the right way, or you they try for make a survey for know if we can for do something about health, we they go right to the end of it. Or if we get UNFPA, when our United Nations food and something, we they go right to the farmer. We they stand there. We they look the soil, what they do. We they look what they grow in this area. We implement them. Or are we just going to give it to the NGOs and then we'll leave the NGOs to go and then the barrier come, you therefore pay 500 euros for this form here. We're not to student tell you. Or you therefore go call and tell you, friend, well, if you don't then ask to tell you sorry for that. Say, okay, well, I can't get and work. So they don't fit there. So all of those things are areas them. And they don't not causing more problem. All right, we might question that. What about the banks now? What are the central bank? Have they been causing more problems in the society? So that one day back you go look. That's not the question where anybody want for debate on will bring up na the floor. And that's why they just look them up no more. But in terms of banking, the banking itself in Sierra Leone is actually a good institution if they actually apply them. There is no need for you to get more banks there because presently now over how many 30-something banks we get. It's in those days they start no more. You 34 commercial banks from 2005. And look at the population at 7 million. But they were meant to go to the least community because Marampa being get, I don't call the place Yoni community being get, Matru being get, Segwema being get, Zimi being get. They have been the first one they would have opened with a commercial bank. Then they may get back community banks and would have open there later. I mean community banks. Then the commercial bank and then been there as the capital and the major city them like Bo, Makini, and Kerema. And then you get a commercial bank, you get Standard Bank, Standard Chartered, and all those things. So you don't want to look. When they do something, let them think of. For now, let them find how to solve this issue, which might be difficult. With the dollar boys, are they sorting them out, or are they sorting waiting and get forgiven at the bank for let the bank go able to forgive the people them, or are they managing it in the right rate? Because when they look even right now, the website is so beautiful. If you open at the website I will put on later as a link, but a very important website where they open. But you see, say things are not working well. The ratio where they be because like today the dollar, sorry, the pound sterling at 12,632.37. The dollar ain't don't go to 9,658.5. That now the buying where they buy them. Then they get the selling price. But this is all something where then they display. But how are they going to deal with it? What people then will before go. Something then go right and now you go ask, well, I want to buy the dollar. Oh, the dollar no day. You see, so why are you advertising it? You sell it and go now you link. So all those kind of things. And it's updated. The flag, the fly soap and the logo. All of the thing they want to see there's website. But all the things I'm saying is how are they doing things? Are they implementing them for the poor man down there to get what he needs to get? That's your contribution, and thank you very much for giving the platform. We'll continue for pray for the leaders day and night. Let God continue for giving wisdom for lead we and our else. Then we'll lead we at the wrong side. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Osfren. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir.
We are waiting the bank governor say. Then get in mind for make Salon Post Office self they do foreign exchange. The mails them way Salon Post Office for take care of, then don't handle them properly before they go give them forex. Or you feel saying that because they don't handle mails them properly, now make the bank governor think say we need to empower the post office. Or now because they don't handle them properly and look no get work for do, I make you feel say, well, if we then give them this work, then go work with and fine. But Salon Post Office for handle forex. The banks them not able to serve the small businesses them well. Who feel say na post office then go solve that problem there. Yes, caller ID live on air. You name and inside the call from, please.
Yeah, Triple A, I'm Nina Omar from Los Angeles. Thank you very much for taking the call, my brother.
You get 3 minutes. Sir.
You know, I know that these 56 years, I know, you hear me? All right. These 56 years we didn't talk, but we banking system not get nothing for write home about. You know, just like the time when you host trade about that back in the days. We will get people and we get Sierra Leone to heart. We will care. Because to me, in a million lifetime, the best bank governor we don't see in a million lifetime is SL Bangura. Because we SL Bangura been there as a bank governor, we money been there 75 cents to $1. We money be high past the US dollar, 1979. And I've been a very good bank governor if they get a good relationship with the other banks then and the trader then, because I come on a trader home. I remember people when they go to bank, they go take money, they do people when they put money, get and go to bank, go left and the bank they give money to people for do business. You know, that mandate we know how to operate. Because the reason is that mandate it been get salon to heart. Because it been get the mind for tell the person, I don't know back then telling if not the president hire him or not through which other way. Because at that time then the first governor that the women know we say no to the president. And the time which I can still be one host OAU. Now that make it killer. SL Bangura have been one of the if SL Bangura, I don't care if war be there. If we get anybody like SL Bangura in kind today in a salon, the banking system will change. The way we money turn like kite paper, it not going to be that way. Because the man will know what he do, then one. Then two, not to yes sir man. Not to in any answer to his boss when he see the wrong thing. And it get an idea and it gets Sierra Leone to heart. All the people out there they bring Canada, then they not care. Then they go but waiting the president will put them, they tell them, we see the last government, how many bank governors they wouldn't change from that Malagai to Samura, they all waiting and do. They don't do anything. People they talk to them, yeah, they're right. They say that the money been 400,000. But why don't forget that rapidly? Why not that country they only go so bad? Where they're not there in the war, they're not there under any other sanction. We're not there on a war. We're not there under any United States or any World Bank or anybody in sanction. Why we money for the go this bad? When we still do well, in terms of we still get minerals them, you know, we just not get a bank governor, we get the country to heart, we go bring laws them, and we go hold people them accountable. So this guy, not to demand this of them, they talk, say they do well, now they say I used to come out. If they do well, labor, you go pull and commodity, all man, they laugh, all man, they glad, they say, this man, they know what they do. Because one thing, what we crazy about, oh, that man get PhD, he get degree, he get it. Come on. Well, all the people that would go bring, they all get doctor and professor name. What thing they don't do? How they don't change Sierra Leoneans their life with the professor in the end they name them, and the doctor name them, the end they name them, with all the position that they don't give them. What thing they don't do? How they don't change Sierra Leoneans their life with the professor? Because they say, oh, this man been in America, and this is what they do for life. Maybe now once you don't have the clinic, we're going to say being a doctor. Doctor who? And we're not able to get a real bank governor after Bangura. Let God continue for keep that man in perfect, in soul, in perfect peace. Now that's no more, my brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Omar, thank you, sir. Yes, call ID live on air. Your name and inside the call from, please.
Yeah, good afternoon, Triple A. My name is Abubakar Say. I call from Manassas, Virginia.
You get to give me
I just get two things for say. Firstly, I want to commend you very, very much on the panelists the way you can bring at the show. Yeah, they're very knowledgeable about the issues then, you know, and some of who they listen to the show, they become very, very well informed. Yeah, but I just want to say a question that with Dr. Kadi, I've observed say we in Canada, the panel, it can talk a lot on issues that we not get anything for do with the topic of the day. And then they can take away from whatever contribution way before what our estimate for the topic of the day. Yeah, and then the second thing I have for talk is concerning the Bank of Sierra Leone. I worked at the bank for 4 years before I at the US. And the banks of Salone, the problem, they start way back in the 1980s, following the death of Mr. Sambangura under very dubious circumstances. Yeah, where the country no recover from that same day. That man was an independent-minded person. Yeah, and since that man died, now then scoundrel gate, voucher gate, they're all broken at the country, where everybody begins to pillage the resources of the country. I mean, without any cause for the good of the country, and will not recover from that shock. Since then, from that point on, the country economy has continuously gone down. Yeah, the country need a bank governor way go be independent of the government, go be independent of the government of the president, where the president will tell and say, look, I want to make you put policies in place where we put the interest of the country above everything. I mean, if it means something you want to clash with the government, so be it. But I want to make you put policies in place where we put the government, the interest of the country above everything. Until we get that kind of governor, this country will just continue for pray God for another Moses. Thank you, Mr. Tripoli. I'm your contribution, Andy. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, caller. Thank you, sir. Yes, caller, you're live on the air. Your name and where you call from, please.
Good. Okay.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. People continue going with Salon government, the bank governor. We ask the percentage, how much will they get? I say 56% because every year price to go up. You know, if we begin to look from checking time, if we check the left dollar, left na power, dollar may be around almost to 50,000 for $100. Where Momo can, before Momo the left power, you go to 150,000 and price can. So the banks, some of the bank governor that try, they price itself. So low, no, so we get war back. The war back affects so many things about that country. You know, make prices that jump to right. We begin see price begin go up, dollar price begin go up during after the war. Before Kabade left power, we see the dollar made 300 to 400,000. Say next come, and next way they left, he left at around 700. Now we don't see it 1 million. No, this one, say they come out, maybe we go down there 1.5 or 2 million. No, unless we don't change to the ECOWAS money, maybe by then. We go say, okay, we'll thank God, we'll see how the economy go day. But most of these bank governor, the way they don't count. Anyone wake up, they count your own policy. And when you count your own policy, your own financial policy, and then they make price that go up in that country day. And let we not back say some of them try because with this war, with currency is still stable. But all the war, with dollar, with loans, maybe 400,000, 500,000 for $100, you know, and they go up. We don't see some country there. We do go change $100 in a bag, now they can go. Like Somalia, we do go change dollar in a bag, now they can go. And that bag, they flop and they ping, then rest back there for $100. So, I mean, we thank God that way. They will not say things they're not supposed to be so. They will see after the war, the city can't choke now, so make price the level go up. Because the rents go up. Everything go up. So the economy, even Guinea itself, we tell what will cross go Guinea. Guinea was rent not me hard. But what will cross now, we see boom. But then the diaspora, they support the family then. Some places they will immediately pay 10,000 Guinea franc. Some might go pay 20,000 Guinea franc for months. We see them saying the Guinea man say, hey, this Saloma, they get money. Before they think, they begin to the house price them. You know? So even some area then at Conakry, where they live now, then Bellevue area, okay, in Caporo, or the other side of it, price they go up. Because of where we go, we change the price for the Guinea man. Now make the Guinea man not be left with. Because I will go make it go expensive day. Because where even the Tapalapa bread, where they say 100 francs, they begin sell 150, 200 francs. So we, the people, they go, you know, we believe certain things there. We not believe for price control because of the mentality where the bank governor, they don't put people in that country day. Everything, everyone will come, they boom the price. We see Kabale farm 400,000. and next left and 700,000. We don't know how much the go left until now. We hope so by then we don't begin use the ECOWAS money. That's all I will say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patrick. Thank you, sir. Yes, caller ID live on here. Your name and side call from, please.
This is Mike. I call from Philadelphia.
Yes, Mike, you get 3 minutes, sir.
I just want to reply to Patrick. That ECOWAS money, they will not go able to use it again because France don't hijack that money. They don't turn it into their own Franco money instead of their own Franco money. Now then they use the ECO, and so that thing, that plan they don't scrap and done. So, but it is Salon problem. Salon problem will not get national agenda. Now the thing that we not get a national agenda because even the bank general or whatever, now the president they hire and they fire, Then people and then people they waiting for elect day. Now somebody now the parliament now for elect them day. So that way they don't get no business with president or vice president or anybody where they rule, because they're very corrupt. They're very, very corrupt, man. It's before they go on and they place them, and they cause all them problem they are, Too many loopholes, And Salon, the other thing with Salon, the taxes, they're high. A country with high taxes. They're making AC business and they drive in Salon. Because the taxes, they're high, Agriculture, what we focus on, the people, they say they don't even care about agriculture, man. They don't care about agriculture. Inside Salon, when we get the loans, so we know they print the loans in Salon. The money what they use in Salon, not to Salon and the printer. Then they cause the country for the money not better, Because if you're not able to control your money, that somebody else the printer for you, the country not able to stand on its own. Now here they talk about for let them bring machine there. Man. Salon not able to fix the generator they will get so now machine they big manufacturing machine and I ain't go fix. Man, Salon not radiate, man. We not radiate, me man. We need a national agenda. They need to bring all them two parties together. Let them put the country first. Because when President Bioka, he scrap everything what they don't do. He start fresh. Then they bring the country backward again. If we don't look at what they do right, then continue. Then what they do wrong is scrap up. But every party we can and they do the same thing and they scrap what they do. Then they call Salon. Salon will not go forward because they will not get national agenda. National agenda no day. Even them bank manager, I don't see why they celebrate. Because 56 years, Salon don't go nowhere. For celebrate. Somebody for go slap her for say you celebrate. Because we don't see the celebration, Celebration all day. Look the inflation within the country. Look, $1. $100. How much are they change them for? Man, they be on for not for celebrate. Not celebration on the parent here. If you be ashamed of yourself, For who side the country on day today, No contribution no more.
Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you, sir. Even though with a rage, please. That's how we Mike they talk about slap. I'm go slap us, And all I want to say, everybody where they talk here, not to say a network endorsement. And I can understand on the ground where we team up the talk and the passion, but make we be careful with what they say. Make somebody can go slap us and just saying a mic na NBC. Yeah. It's also I talk I say a Sierra network. Yes, caller, you're live on here. Your name and where you call from, please.
Yes, Triple, thank you very much for giving the platform. My name is Abdullah B. Mara. I call from Paris.
You get 3 minutes, sir.
Yes. Me just want to make a quick contribution, Like where today, where the bank governor, they say that they celebrating 15 years of existence in Salon. 56 years. 56 years of existence in Salon. Let we all say the truth. Since we Salon changed since we currency changed after independence from Leons, from pounds to Leons, we all don't see every day, every year, 56 years at any time, now backward would they go. The economy not ever proved since that time they take today. The last time when they begin to talk, now Intercept talk say the Salon people they get beaucoup problem, he want to resign. As a good governor, we don't can change the economic. Really, if you really mean that on you, the work really take you not to resign for they talk about. Every president they get for criticize them. Nobody know they would they criticize you if you do your job. When you do your job done, everybody get for no for say yes, you do the job done. You know, for this money that they can't shape, give them, this dollar that they can't change. They say they can't put the price on, and they want to use we post system. Now a good idea, now a good one, because even abroad they did one. You be able to go now, you use them post, you be able to get your accounts now post at with 10, and they done they all good for the economy. But the question is, they're ready for manage them thing they are really, because at any time, now so will use the fall. This is not the biggest problem we get, and a big challenge. Williams not ever rise. Every year, every blessed year, the Lions fall. So you see, me concern really. I just pray say, if they able to put things in together, at least change the system of banking, because we banking system, we not get no good banking system. Anybody where you can they now just talk they talk. Where they can they where this can they now money they take that they and this and that. Any president where you can it just they put the governor where he wants. So anything where you tell her that you get for do. Where you not do she can still be killed with governor na salon. Nobody not talk. And thank God today we don't count with this program. At least so many people don't remember that man. Yes, now somebody where he work very hard for salon economy. Me, this not my own contribution for this night really trip here, because if possible say they talk, other people didn't get a chance. Thank you very much for giving me the platform, sir.
Thank you very much, Abdullah. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, caller, ID live on air. Your name and side call from, please.
Oh, this is Francis. I call from Ohio.
You get 3 minutes, good.
Yeah. AAA, that country, they pass to all come together to like yourself. Before the incident, they all go fine, and that country, they either exchange rate or any sort of thing. For me, one thing I want to say clearly, AAA. The money, the sad mistake what African continent ever do, who are they follow Kwame Nkrumah, his ambition where they follow, who is say men and come together, men and try and come together, men and control the economy. African people them fight against that mandate. Now this repercussion today, now they carry on today to Africa. African will control money. African, okay, why be they Ivory Coast? Okay, what if they change the safer? Okay, that's what the Ivory Coast, if they change the safer, 30,000 youngs, 30,000 safer for $100. 40,000 safer for $100, they go up small. So now they ask me, man, I said, man, how much money you cancel? I said, we own salon, let's say they have money now, 500,000. I said, why? He said, okay. He said, well, former president, Tona Felix Kofi Boigny, he said, I drop up. He said, just go take loan of France. Now they can drop the dollar. I said, from today, with dollar and so they sell them. People are going to bank and buy them. They will maintain them. For salon, they go tell you, say, we get dollar rate, na 9,000. I said, all going to bank, they tell you, dollar not the day. They say dollar not the day. My brother, for drop the exchange in a country, if we will get international, we could export things, let the government to drop up for we. Now government only able to drop up. Look them what they take. Our government only able to drop that dollar in another continent. So guys no make no export, no matter. You know able. Businessman always a level fighter for really go. Because their aim is to make profit. But if you see government will control the dollar for let drop up. AAA, let government send $100 million, but let's sell it on the market. You say, okay, the dollar today na 10,000. Oh, I mean na 500,000. Better sell them, but let's circulate at the economy. But which they won't do it. No go do them. So as long as they go do them, then international people they then watch, but they don't control it by them on the day. Now in the form of colonialism, now the neo-colonialism, what they talk about. Now in Africa gets. Because we don't get the technology. If Africa able to apply their own technology, 100%, or if not 100%, like a 70 or 80%. They're able to manufacture their own things. They're able to process their own things. My friend, the money they control for himself. But as long as we're able to get a manufacturing, we're able to get power supply and then continent day and continent they constant, we're able to manufacture things, we're going to export, we're going to compete in the international market. Forget it, but exchange rate or exchange rate. Is that what you're going to be Libya? Can I be the excellent? He's tricky or you know what we do? They're fed all carry. The exchange was 0.0 something into dollar. But as long as we the black, especially black Africans, I'm telling you, it will be very difficult for us. We will control that dollar again for say leones, let's say 2 leones to $1, as the case may be. My friend, me I want to do. But now only government could drop that dollar for no businessman will go drop it. No, they don't drop. Governments will import most of the things they sell in that way. They will get what for export. What for regular balance of trade or balance of payment. But as long as we will do that in the day, you don't know who can do. Not all they print up. When money says so one go print up, boss will pay. Look at nonsense now. Boss will pay. Then print for all the money. Thank you, man.
Thank you very much, Francis. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Bash Ike Koma say he said Tripoli. You look and doubt we future post office, I say the males make Salon post office handle and well force before the bank governor say in the go put $2 in the hand. Unless if every post office in the country, Bank of Sierra Leone gets a booth, when they then get their own employer there, they carry on with the business. Even at that safe, idea Salomon in dollar. Salomon in dollar. And 2 people in there for put them one side. Imona. Yes, caller, you're live on here. Your name and side you call from.
Hello, good evening. Triple I mean you talk to.
Yes, ma.
Yes, I call from you. Yes, how you do?
No bad. You get 3 minutes.
Okay, sir. Okay, I agree with you. He talks here. It's not just about the exports. It's about, to me, I think that's just corruption. Because the bank, the commercial bank, they corrupt. But just like within this last caller talk, I feel say the bank governors are not feel say they get freedom. I feel say the politicians then hand it inside the program. Because I remember the last like we told the might be look so frustrated. We've been auction dollar, at least any country where you auction dollar, if now outside honesty and sincerity day, if for reflect by the people. Even President Bill, it's always say they fight corruption. Like what you talk, I remember Fatoma Ndongo na them platform them so many times. They talk openly. The deal with, about the bank, even these other activists also make you always talk about them, oil business, they also. But still, the government don't make any interest for interfere into them commercial bank there. So I feel say the government then handy. There is a deal we go on. Because when they sell give them the money from the commercial banks, then they just they take them, then get the Lebanese, then Fulaman, then when they sell, when they give the money to, when they resell. Because salon so small that just like what you say, know your customer. If you know your customer, then you know exactly the market that they bring. If they go to ask for dollar, more than what they bring. If you know why not forget like travelers check. If not China safe, then they go where they go, then give them the dollar from there, then buy the markets where everything go there in paper. If not really want for really want transparency. And look, this are law where they not get na salon where they may catch somebody with over $200 million. According to the bank manager, they say there's no lot for do anything. They give them back the money. Once about them catch one for them back, they go na Guinea Road, instead of how many millions of dollars, over 40 million US dollars, people in the keep on their house then. Like country like Senegal and Gambia, their money is so stable for years because they don't even get black markets, then get the exchange bureau. I don't go to Saudi Arabia, say even in Arab country, they backward. They see black markets, yes, they do in a professional manner, you go changer. na foreign exchange bureau. The same thing back with Dubai. Dubai, where you go, you know, they just sell it like how they do an free top. Those are the dollar board. They make I ask you that question because the dollar board, the one thing they may talk and don't stop them for sale. We're not carrying that ticket them for doing. And also like the post office. If Salome for me utilize the post, apart from this dollar, now good employment area really for make a lot of money too. Look at even the struggle for transport now, like Salon, Freetown don't big, it don't populated. Why are not going to even America technology in our past Salon, but then still they utilize the post office? Why not going to post office like for deliver? So I think you could say what Salon so meaning was and they deliver when you go to a post office, you buy something for your mama, when you go just go deliver and I switch something you sell, you know. You work late, you know, one go to market, even say for deliver go like a Kabbalah, McKinney, free other the other district there. So I think you send for a post, you go just go to the post office, your mama the upline. You send away that will help for the team. Because how dollar go within from 2018 where Mother Bio with election, just within 2 years, dollar the price they go over 200,000 for waiting, not because of export, but because of corruption. Because demand not to say that the supply high. So the business people they're so small they would import. Those people when they sell in the market, so they go sell a one grain butter company and they go buy them loose and then tight so then they go buy Africa cattle. So the business people, the business is so small that if the government really want for focus panda dollar criminal with them then can control the dollar, but not just something I feel say they all the hand paper. Then why the bank governor, you know, we not educate the people in force na the market, let them do say yes. Dollar get for camo and on for sell and give them petty traders there. But when I wait until today, when they care and go to the bank to come out, you go like say you powerless, you not a supervisor. You go talk for say, oh, well if it would be big, then I beg you the big then on a policy for put them for sell give them. Why not even go through the city council or I go through the market women union, where they go for identify those women with the go Guinea and back, we at least where they need $1,000, $2,000. And also like what I started to say, I bring back the Israeli then get for practice for the put money in a bank. I remember what in the Kabbalah will be small, like what that boys when they make a commercial bank. Even mama them the small red permit for the day and they buy one drum permit. They put money in a bank. Because even more safe, something you host go bond so you money all bond that you owe. Or something you go keep your money so you put a thief bank I can't thief and then get for encourage those business people where they're able to get at least up to 1,000, 2,000, make them practice for the save and let them get back license we go show for say this business woman where you get a license where that will make them go sell give them the dollar, you know. And then for try also like we say one of the exports both from Salon. I remember we be small, they may get Kenima a forestry, furniture industry. It's shameful. Why them for export board wood like which is why wanna go make lady if not the Chinese man would have safe and the businessman in Salon. Why would they not go join the open furniture factory? Who wanna go still do and they like one of the Chinese man then get on like create job for people. They wanna take now the furniture, wanna expect on America export and go aside and all the less Salon people then back like then get shares by the company. You know, or even like a Kabbalah, like we'll get this thing like a tomatis, where this is come trip when I saw it rotting. Mango, it plenty, say it rotting perishable. Salon go tell me say the neighbor for at least manufacture mango juice or orange juice, all those things, or tomato paste, we not match to that level pass to get for go import dandy from Guinea. Look, I'm married to me man at Guinea and Guinea, then they do all those minor things. They don't export, they don't import all those things. Thank you so much, Tripoli. Or even like the cow, then give for help the farmers there with ranches there. When I not even loan the farmers any money you can microcredit for just the businesswoman, they wouldn't run away, where they just sell small jacket to the businesswoman in the village, where they do farming. You don't give them any credits. Who is small, they may get them corporation, where they may give them, they will mama, then a Kabbalah, they may give them credits. Farmers, they may the gentry, then say they may even go China, they appoint as Mrs. Farmer, agriculture show. And they were very reliable. They don't rely with the money and still they able forget profit and then pay the money them back. You know, thank you so much, Tripoli.
Thank you very much, Kola. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, bye.
When Usman Tolly they talk, I will make mention of the all along where they say we know the export. I think say with the export, we they count on the things them where we know the export. The minerals they wouldn't can take na Salon. Waiting then they do. Not to export, then the exporter. You go and tell me, say, oh, not to bet it in. No. Make we start from that one day first. Let's start from that one day. But the problem here is, now because the minerals, them more than they export, bad deal they inside they. Now make we know they realize nothing from the minerals then they. Now because of that. But all along, they don't so make clear we brain they think like say, oh, Salon we know the export, we know the exports, we know the export. But every day they mine. Every day they mine. No. Don't they say Salon the export. So the thing they wouldn't they mine. Now it's in handy. But again, not a bad deal. So if the one them way we don't see with we eye, the one the way they see now they happen, why we not go correct them one day? Make we get something for them. Eh? Because we go check the deal, we go send for 99%, we to go get at 3%, we also go get 1.5% per 100%. So we to get? Don't they say only export? No, we the export. Because the program we mind for say, oh, because we need to do agriculture, because we need to do this, we need to do that one day, we know they do this. But if we get the right policy for the small ones for the export, we for able to see the benefit of her. Let no go far. The Gambia. What's in English? You go say, oh, na influx of tourists them. But again, what's in English? Little granite. But because of how then the policy they don't set them up. But the main big problem here is corruption. And we quick for grab whatever they tell we. The previous administration, the previous bank governors demo, this current bank governor, our policies are not working in our favors. And not working with favor. So because of that, now we get beaucoup minerals. And then they mine every day. And when they don't mine them, then they go with her. Then they go with her, they don't mine them. But they still tell you say, oh, now because we know the export better, because we not do farming, my dear, okay, let's put the farming corner aside for us. This mining, now, what we don't profit? What really we don't profit per mining? If we grab today, say, you know what, into the mining, no, they pay we nothing, we need the profit nothing, make we stop all in company yaba. What's in go say? But when I say we know they get nothing from them, so let we ask them for stop. Then go agree? No. They no go agree. What in do? Because the state go get in 1%, in 2%, in 3%. We don't mean nothing, but one man within Rotimbele go sit down corner side, and collect in brown envelope and swallow all the money to the detriment of the people of Sierra Leone. Just a few days ago, not to be the talk now about that mining company with the landowners them. What they can say surface rent. Amos if then they give the people for surface rent. Amos. then corporate social responsibility. What will get for sure for her? But the mineral of itself, the gold, the diamond, the bauxite, the iron ore, then they mine them every day, then they left Salone every day. The illegal one then they, yes, which is true, but trust me, the legal one then beaucoup pass the illegal one then. Now, because of bad system and bad policy, they make every day they tell you we need the export. Nah. And we say if we don't grip that one day, anything they can talk well, say, we're not the export, we're not the export. My dear, if we are not exporting, we're not left for minerals, then are gone. All man gonna do. How many times, they get with fishermen them, where they grumble about troller them, where they unbog them in water. Then go come, then catch with fish there. Where, if we get a proper system, then go pay for that. Or if catch, then go come, then cow then troller inside, then come buy from with fisheries. Then load down at their own troller. If you say they want to do that transaction, if it's not Leons, then they pay. No. So I'm talking about the one that way available now. Because the one that way not available now, they always they tell we bought. So me they talk about the one that way available, the one that way then they use right now. By the end of the day, they say, oh, we forex not good, we exchange not good, because we do, we know the export. Oh, yeah. Yes, we understand, say, agriculture is the way to go. Which is true. Very true. But again, till we they come into Dandy, why will not see what in this mining will benefit we? Why? Why? So that one day, me are not grill. Whether they tell us we need the export, No, we the export. But the thing that we foresee with the export, we don't give where. We don't give where. I like to look travel videos then on YouTube a lot. Now, only in Sierra Leone, even to Kenya, Pakistan, name all this other country. Now, Salonomo, we get all of these fruits, where at the end of the day, it go left puel back. But we not get any local way for make juice out of fruits them. Where then go get them as street standbys, stalls them. Only in Sierra Leone. Kenya, then they make sugarcane juice. They get the local machine, no generator, no waiting safe. Pakistan, the orange juice in common. Most of them country there. Why they watch and travel videos there? Orange juice as a standby market stall, like where the person treat, you get fresh orange juice. Just then take the orange there, but inside the quiz they make that machine before you not to say this is a manual. You get them, you tell the code and they quiz the orange for you in a cup. You get a fresh one, the one that eat 2 cube day. If na mango, everything they do it. Pineapple juice, and na they make them for you. But in Sierra Leone, with all the fruits they will get, what will they do locally? Now I make them country then they, you go find out, say, like then juice there or that thing then they not go the importer. They need the importer. Because what you do, you need the fresh one. You don't need any other thing where they don't put preservative there. If the person treat so, you see the juice standing there, you go there. Yeah? You say, waiting a 2 cup. By the time then take the orange and once and then flip them, you get them one day, they make them so then quiz and vamp. You don't get fruit, you don't get your orange juice. Pure. Nothing mixed, no sugar. But we wouldn't say orange term juice now. That's what the orange go there. Before you know, Sunday they rotting back because the transportation and all and they able count and a tongue. Even when they count and a tongue, Sunday inside the tongue back and they able sell la. So not to foresee no deal. Yes, I know say now they get few companies then a salon. Just few where they say that they do juice. And at the end of the day, I need poor person in market too. But me, like all the salon juice there, I'm like, okay, I feel say una for really make them fresh. Una for really make them fresh. Let us feel like say we they closer to the source. But my dear, I'm not getting it. If I doubt if they put preservative there. So what am I saying here? We get all these opportunities, but the same language where they don't tell we from 19 bet, from 19 zot, then they still tell we today, and we still buy them. We still there, not true. What have we done? What happened to Sierra Leoneans with innovative skills them? What happened to her? Like me, anything, the one way can captivate me more than that orange juice. That's why I can watch the machinery they use. It's manual. I say, also okay, somebody go and land this normal. Orange stem, you get your orange juice all over. Orange no go well. It no go well. Again, we own kind way. I say to sugar cane, then they make a juice. Where you say self no say sugar cane first, we na bet. We chap and so you bet. Would I not get better teeth? So man, I must people they not lost teeth by sugar cane. And get the machine where you just put it inside there, you turn out with your hand. By the time all the juice just the drop, you get in filter, just the drop, you get pure. But we know that manual 30 days sugar cane we cut begin fat time the better. But we know say no get better titi go sugar cane we save. Or some man they chap into cube, then they send and a mouth. Hey, salon. Ugote make you come back to the bank governor, 56 years. Today the auction dollar, 5 million. The bank governor, they beg back. They beg. See, they don't talk to, they don't beg the bank, then say, let them sell guidance. So which means the central bank not get power in over the commercial banks. They don't. And waiting, I don't know if you pay attention. The bank governor say the police, where the Musa ask and say, we are here about fake dollar. Now he say yes, then see police press release. Then see police press release. Which means the police no lies with the Bank of Sierra Leone, the central bank. Now, other problem what they see say, institutions them, departments them, they come together for work. How police determines a fake dollar? How? You go say, oh, then get cybercrime. My dear, but the Bank of Sierra Leone, now for able to show If there be any other issue, the police will be telling you, say, oh, Bank of Salon, we don't hand over, give them, now then for able to tell we if na good dollar or na fake dollar. But the bank governor said, they say see the press release. They say see the press release. Then say see, like how me you see. Unless if na mistake talk. But that's what he said. We make you wonder, say, okay, so they not be involved now. Where police claim say they meet people or they make fake money. You not think say them for involve the bank too? Make the bank can verify which one are correct money, which one are fake money. What if them be mixed? What if they get the good one, then just they pretend like saying a fake one and they make? Who determines here? Then Salon police pull press release say, oh, now be careful, oh. Do ya fake dollar then they are around now? Now be careful. We want what to make we can kaya, but the best we want for Salon. The best. And I make we pick out the things them we go make we act for reach to the best. Again, I don't know if you follow things on YouTube. People in the diaspora where they move, go Africa. A lot. Ghana and Gambia. Ghana, Gambia, Nigeria. Kenya. Those 4 countries, they have a lot where they move. Young people as well as old people. They move back to the motherland. Back to universe, the motherland universe. Yeah, how much you don't see move go Salon? How much? How much people they don't see like they do? A lot of vlogging there now, people in they show their life, living, moving from here, Canada, they show how Africa there and it. There, how much you don't see go Salon? Even Mr. Sef at the plant, if we do have those people in Sierra Leone, we need for you to story them. If you sabi, anybody will be there at the diaspora, we don't go move, we tap now on a Salon. We need for your aid and story them. Because for now, the more stories people na the diaspora they the more story people na the diaspora than they na the more then they link to them. Because all they know, say, oh, now this country. So then they go Ghana. That's where they will go. Then go Nigeria. Now they then go. Then say, how you sell your market? That's what then go buy. If us not sell you, it's not go buy you. That's a correct statement. The only problem, we don't take them na the negative side. The negative side, and we don't take them. But true, if us not sell, it's not go buy. Now, us get for sell the market properly. Say, I can't say, make Tigipole start for move go Salon first. Like I said, me, I don't already start. I don't spend 6 months in a Salon. At a full go, 6 months. So I don't test the water. I don't test that. And every year, at least what I go do, 3 to 4 months. But what we are saying here, we need for a people in story. But again, the story where people then go talk. Sometimes we know I back. But we'll go there tomorrow. On Friday, they come back with the good old days. So they do them now every 2 weeks. On Friday, we go come with the good old days, and we still there on the goodies, the good memories, and we still there on. So make we get that. I know we be get, I think it was Abubakar, we call, I think he also be right na Facebook, say when we can get topic, Dr. Aisatu can come and they stay to topic. We know who side we dey now on this pandemic. So we no go come, we not talk about them. We no go come, we no make, we no say, we dey na for that. And try for sensitize people. So, na the doctor na the house. So whenever I get the opportunity, it must remind we about something where we be done the handle na. So the one we talk today, na program we will do yesterday. Yesterday, a program we will do. So if we need for correct something there, and people will be there yesterday, we understand who side Dr. Aisatu they come from. So that's why he say what he get for say. But mostly when he can come, it go straight to the medical aspect where we need them because of the pandemic where we dey in right now. So now he make anytime he can come. Maybe yourself don't they take notice of that, but anytime he can come, he can get in your side for remind we. We can't just focus on say, oh yes, and then we we got down like Kailan. Well, because of construction. So now that. Abdullah Mara say AAA. Now we brother and sister they know they invest, we then get money in politics, we they put money pan. I don't watch Boku people them way common at the diaspora go back in Africa. I think the same thing so they go through in a salon, they do complain about it, where you come to that complaint side. But I don't think say like them places then we don't have infrastructure. Make I just talk and so. We not get infrastructure. Because we can count things them. Where would they say? We not get infrastructure. May God help us. We need the best for Sierra Leone. We need them. We go there back tomorrow. And Friday, we go do the good old days, still on the good memories. Till we meet again. Triple C. Tata.